Okay, question 7. Blue Internet Cafe is looking to later on replace their current printer. Details are as follows. New printer value 30,000 Rand at 0 years, and in 5 years is Q. Blue Cafe printer value is 30,000 Rand at 0 years, and in 5 years will be worth 12,000 Rands. 7.1. How much did Blue Internet Cafe pay for their current printer? That would be 30,000 Rands. 7.2. Calculate the percentage annual rate of depreciation of the printer that Blue Internet Cafe bought using the reducing balance method. Now, reducing balance method means compound interest, and if they're asking here for the rate of depreciation, there's two formulas from the data sheet that we have to choose from. One is for the simple interest depreciation, and the other is for compound interest depreciation. So here, reducing balance method, we choose the formula for compound interest depreciation, which is A is equal to P into 1 minus I to the power N, where A is your final value and P is your initial value, N is your number of years. So we'll have 12,000 Rand is equal to 30,000 Rands into 1 minus I to the power of 5, because 5 years was given. Okay, so we're trying to solve for I here, the rate of depreciation. So we'll try to isolate this I. So we can divide both sides by 30,000 first. So 12,000 over 30,000 is equal to 1 minus I all to the power of 5. To get rid of that power 5, we can find the fifth root of both sides. So the fifth root of 12,000 over 30,000 is equal to 1 minus I. Now you can't put this fifth root on your calculator. There is a button there, so find it. The fifth root of 12,000 over 30,000 Rands is 0,8326, and that is equal to 1 minus I. So I then will equal to 1 minus 0,8326, which is 0,1674. So for the rate of depreciation, then you multiply that by 100 to get percentage, and you'll end up with 16,74% per annum. Okay, 7.3. If the average rate of the price increase of the printer is 10.5% per annum, calculate the value of Q. So this is price increase now, so we're going with A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power N now. Your A is your final value, which is Q. Your P is your initial value, which is 30,000, and 1 plus your interest in percentage is 10.5%, all to the power of 5. Put that on your calculator, you'll end up with Q is equal to 49,423 Rands and 40 cents. Okay, 7.4. Blue Internet Cafe wants to set up a sinking fund to replace their printer by also trading it in 5 years' time. They will make payments at the end of each month. The first payment will be made at the end of the 7th month, and the last payment will be made at the end of the 60th month. The sinking fund earns interest at a rate of 7% compounded monthly. Calculate the monthly payment to be made into the fund. So we need to find out what the future value payment is going to have to be. This is what a new printer would cost in 5 years' time. Subtract what our printer would be worth in 5 years' time. So we worked out the cost of a new printer in 5 years before, and that was 49,423 and 40 cents. And we're going to subtract what our printer will be worth in 5 years' time. That was 12,000 Rand that was given initially. So our future value to save would be 37,423 and 40 cents. Now, before we move on, we just need to calculate the number of payments that we will make into the sinking fund. We make the first payment at the end of the 7th month and the last payment at the end of the 60th month. So the number of payments then will be 60 minus 7 plus 1, which will give us 53 plus 1, 53 plus 1, which is 54 payments to be made into this fund. So our future value answer from the previous slide would be 37,423 and 40 cents. We substitute this into our future value formula from the data sheet there, and we're going to solve for X here. X will represent the monthly payment to be made into the fund. So X is equal to Okay, the future value will equal to x into 1 plus your I, which is 0,07, all to the power of n, which is 54 payments that were calculated earlier, minus 1 all over your interest, which was 0,07%, and that was per month. So your n must be in per month, and your interest must also be in per month in this formula. Those two must always match. Okay. So we're trying to solve for x here. So we'll multiply both sides of that formula by 0,07 to get rid of it from the bottom on the right. So we'll have 2619,638 is equal to x into 1 plus 0,07 to the power of 54 minus 1. To get x, we divide by that square bracket on the right hand side there. And we'll end up with x is equal to 69 rands and 65 cents.